Well, good morning, YouTubes. Get you guys adjusted here so you can see me a little better. So, this video was inspired by Worthlesslooser8. Get myself adjusted so you can see me better. But Worthlesslooser8 wants to know, how would I raise a good male child? And, you know, first of all, I gotta preface this is I'm not a teacher of early childhood education. My degree is in psychology, but it was more focused in social psychology and sexual psychology. But if I was to raise a male child or advise somebody to raise a male child, I'd say raise him like any other kid. But in this modern world, something to definitely focus on for a male child, a female child, any child in general would be, sorry, I got my little note card, so working on this morning at work. Respect others. Be gentle with anyone or anything that's smaller than you. Simple enough. You teach this to your child and you instill it fundamentally into your child from a very young age, then they'll be more likely to treat their partner with respect, especially if their partner happens to be smaller than them, which, just because of sexual dimorphism, tends to be the case when it comes to primarily heterosexual relationships, but it can be the same in homosexual relationships, that one partner is bigger than the other. Yeah. Basic life skills. These are fundamental. Cooking, laundry and sewing, home repair. Those basic skills that everybody needs. You can't be relying on your partner to do your laundry, and you shouldn't be relying on your mommy to cook your food and do all that stuff. Teaching a child, in general, be they male or female, these skills and necessary life lessons will help them be a well-rounded individual, well-rounded adult, and overall be able to take care of themselves. And kind of going hand in hand with that, teaching them financial responsibility from a young age. You save up for what you want. You don't buy it on credit. And you work hard for those things that you want. Sexual education, as explained in a video I will link below, sexual education from a young age, when they ask where do babies come from, or something similar to that, or when you happen to see your kid if you happen to catch your kid masturbating for the first time. Have that conversation with them of explaining male-female anatomy and explaining where babies come from, how babies come to be, and then from that point on, in an ongoing conversation of talk about it every now and then. Like, you happen to watch a suggestive scene on TV, hit the mute button during the commercials, and you sit down and you have a conversation about that. You say, well, do you think those people really love each other? Do you think that those people are really committed to each other? Or whatever your family value happens to be. But I will link a video below that explains it a little bit better. Teach them to be open to all things. Expose them to as many cultures, as many historical events, as many places as possible. Take them to museums, take them out into the woods, take them to wherever you can. Even if it's as simple as going to the library once a week and checking out different books. Expose them to as much as possible so that they'll be open to diversity and that they'll be able to just overall have a really large knowledge base. Encourage them to engage in both physical activity, where they're getting out, they're running around, they're climbing trees, rollerblading, bicycling, playing football, playing basketball, doing different sports, or just different activities outside. For the exercise, for the fresh air, just because that's overall physically good for everybody. But also encourage them to have their quiet time as well, whether they're sitting down doing art or crafts, or reading a book, or engaging in something that is good for their mind, so that they both have the physical aspect, which is good for their body, and the mental aspect, which is good for their mind. And overall, most of all, love them. Take care of them. Teach them those things that you feel are important, like treating your partner right, treating those around you with respect and caring, and that if they don't know something, research it, learn it, master it. Overall, I'd say teach your male child just very similar, if not the exact same things you would teach your female child. Now, yeah, there are definitely gender differences between males and females, but overall, core to being just a good person in general are very generalized topics. As noted, encourage them in diversity, teach them history, make sure they get physical activity, make sure they also get quiet time for mental activity. Encourage them in their life skills, of those fundamental skills that you need in order to get along in our modern society. Encourage them to be financially responsible. I honestly thought going into this video that it would be a little bit more challenging, but just the more I sat down and thought about it, the easier it was. So anyway, peace out, YouTubes.